Geely or Geely are aiming to bring their first EV under their own badge into Australia in early 2025. So Geely or Geely are aiming to bring their first EV into Australia in early 2025. Now they own a Volvo, Polestar, Lotus, and also they've got an interest with Smart, in partnership with Daimler. I think they also own Proton, which is a separate Malaysian company. So they're not exactly a small company by any way, shape, or form. So this article appeared in the Driven that Geely, another Chinese automotive giant to enter Australia with its first EV. So here we have the E5 or the EX5. There's some dispute as to what it's going to be called. EX5, that's sort of reminiscent of Polestar, no, Volvo, something like that. They've got their EX30, haven't they? All right, so they're going to come in with this in the first half of 2025. They're going to bring it in. It will have, at the moment, they're saying 2 battery configurations. If I go down here, it's going to be a 49.52 kilowatt hour pack with an expected 440 kilometers of CLTC range. It's going to be 300 if you're lucky. But it's also going to come out with a 60.22 kilowatt hour battery, which 530 NEDC, and then it goes the latter bigger pack can expected to offer 450 kilometers real world WLTP. I'm sorry, WLTP and real world are not synonymous. So I would say that's probably 400 kilometers, up to 300 for the smaller battery. Now it is a blade battery, so it's LFP, which is all right. Now if we go to X, where they announced it, it's going to have their short blade battery, an 11-in-1 integrated intelligent e-drive, and cell to battery technology. This is the E5, as I said. I think it's going to be called the EX5 in Australia. It doesn't look too bad. Actually, the side-on view is very reminiscent of a BMW X3. That's my opinion. What do you think? So here we have the Geely website, which is their global website, announcing their SUV E5, and they're going to take this worldwide. So Chinese companies are really going gangbusters here. We saw it started off with BYD bringing in some excellent cars, then GWN bringing in the Aura, which is an excellent car, MG. These are all Chinese-owned companies, and this is another one. So the E5 or EX5, 4615 by 1901 by 1670, and a wheelbase of 2750. So it's a medium-ish SUV. Doesn't look too bad. And so the first half of 2024, Geely Auto Group is overseeing a record high sales growth. So Geely are actually doing quite well. They're nowhere near as good as BYD at the moment. But this car, if it comes into Australia early next year, I've got no idea what sort of price. They haven't given any indication at all. The E5 from Geely, it's about the size of a Toyota RAV4. And Toyota don't make electric vehicles, really, do they? But it's a very close comparison. So what do you think of this yet another Chinese EV. We're going to get inundated. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to get inundated with Chinese EVs into Australia. In fact, to the whole world. Hyundai and Kia are going to also do very well. They've got quite a few EV models and quite a few more coming. I even went and took an Ioniq 5 out for a test drive this morning just for the hell of it. And you know what? Bloody nice car. So I'm ever hopeful that this Geely EV that's going to come to Australia early next year will come with a reasonable price. If you've just seen another video that I've done on the Moda E5, I think it's overpriced at $47,000 to $51,000. This is a similar type of car. I am expecting that when it gets here next year, it'll be a similar price. But I really would like to see it at about 40,000. I think we do need some cheaper EVs here. You know, what's wrong? The Toyota Yaris size car as an EV, what would be wrong with that? You don't take a Yaris across the whole of Australia. Well, I don't know whether you would, but I certainly wouldn't. It's not a car for doing super long road trips. So you need an EV where you're not going to take it on a super long road trip. City cars, as they're called. We need some of those. So apart from the cars that are under 40,000, which is the GWM Aura, the MG ZS EV, and so on, we've got no really reasonably priced small EV city cars. So what do you think? Would you go and buy a small city EV car the size of a Kia Picanto or Toyota Yaris? You only need to have a 30 kilowatt hour battery in it and do a few hundred Ks, because the average drive in Australia is 40 Ks a day, if that. So, you know, do we need one that will do 1,000 kilometres? I know some of you want a car that will do 1,000 kilometres because you drive off into the bush and stay there for a few days and drive all the way back. But the majority of people, I'm talking, 95% of people, don't need a car that does 1,000 kilometres. Especially seeing as how we are getting the infrastructure together. So what do you think? Would you like to see a nice Toyota Yaris Kia Picanto sized EV with a small battery and not a huge range, a couple of hundred kilometres? That's going to do 5 days worth of driving around town. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much. And while you're down there, there's that like and subscribe button. Pretty please click them. It really does help the channel and the YouTube algorithm, which I don't really understand, but I know clicking the like, subscribe and making a comment does help. So thank you very much for doing that. And if you want to help in other ways, there is a Ko-fi link below to help me out like that. So thank you very much, and I'll see you all very soon.